Have you ever wondered if ancient myths about time travel were more than just stories? What if they held just a hint of truth? Welcome back to Beyond the Hub podcast. I am Nick.
And I'm Brandon. And today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the mysterious ways different cultures and mythologies have understood and possibly even experienced time travel. Not through science fiction, but through vibrations and mythical gateways.
From the vibration-induced journeys of ancient tribes to the mythical portals found in legends, today's final episode of this series is all about traveling through time the old-fashioned way. Let's get started. Our first stop is the ancient world, where it's believed that some cultures could manipulate vibrations to access different times. The concept isn't just fascinating, it's grounded in the physical properties of sound and resonance, which were thought to open gateways to other times.
Exactly. Like, take the Pyramid of Giza, the Great Pyramid of Giza, as an example. Some theorists suggest that the specific resonant frequencies within its chambers could help align spiritual and temporal planes, creating a form of time travel, or at least visions of different times. And I, for one, tend to agree with that assumption there, and we'll get into a little bit later.
And moving over to the Americas, the Mayans were masters of astronomy and sound. Their temples were architecturally designed to produce unique echoes that some suggest could alter consciousness and perceptions of time.
Think about this. If vibrations could really connect us to other times, how do you think ancient people used these experiences? Let us know in the comments. I have a theory based on personal experience. I don't think it's necessarily connecting us to times, but I do think that vibrations can be used to alter consciousness, which we're going to get into a little bit deeper after Nick answers this question.
So maybe as like a form of communication, obviously, maybe that was like a kind of like a radio back then.
I see what you're saying. What if the vibrations are the science that we haven't cracked yet to get into time travel? Maybe I'm not saying that it's not what people can use, but I'm saying what I know and I've experienced vibrations be used for. But what if it is? What if it like opens that doorway into stepping into the in-between of now and 20 years ago or something like that?
Well, here's the thing. Pretty much all pyramids are designed like with a purpose in their positions. Like they're so perfect and they align to certain constellations,
and there's something about the latitude and longitude location of them. Something about like the 33rd parallel, I believe.
Like it's just too perfect.
Yeah, like they all line up along this one line that goes around the globe where there is increased paranormal activity that follows this law. I forget which one. I think it's cross latitude longitudinal, because it's a diagonal line, I think. It goes around there, and all these weird paranormal things happening very close to this specific one, and it's also in line with I'm pretty sure it's the 33rd degree parallel or something like that. We'll get into that when we talk about portals, I believe, because there's some theory about that goes deeper, but it also falls in line with the 33rd degree masonry.
I was literally just about to say that. And there's always like 3-3. Why does that always come up in paranormal?
Yep.
Why does that always come up in that?
Yep. I think it's all linked, and I think that there's some sort of truth, which I love. We're looking for the truth behind that number 33. There's something to it. And what was the Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy answer to life? Wasn't 33. Do you know what it was?
No.
It was a number. I think it was 42. Like, what's the meaning of life? 42. That's the answer. It's just, what, a number? But, I'm not saying 33 is the meaning of life or the answer to life, but there is some significance that is linked to that number has, that links paranormal instances and encounters and happenings all throughout time to that. So we're gonna dig into that in another episode.
Vibrations aside, many tribal cultures around the world hold beliefs in traveling through time through spiritual practices. The Aboriginal Australians, with their concept of dream time, they see time as a vast, interconnected landscape that they could navigate.
Exactly. The dream time describes a time beyond the hub. No, a time beyond time where ancient spirits shaped the cosmos and the earth. It's a living time where past, present, and future all coexist. Fourth dimension, anyone? Indigenous Australians believe that through rituals and storytelling, they can access this timeless reality and influence the present.
Moving to North America, the Hopi and other Pueblo peoples also share a profound connection with time. They speak of Sipapuni, a portal to the world of their ancestors, that some interpret as a passage through time itself. It's not just a myth, it's part of their spiritual reality, where they connect with the wisdom of those who came before.
And let's not forget the Andean culture in South America, where shamans known as Pacos believed in the concept of Pachacuti, which translates to world reversal. This belief involves cycles of time where chaos and order collapse and renewal are constant. And shamans can mediate these transitions, essentially navigating through different temporal phases to bring balance.
Now, these examples show that for many tribal societies, time is not linear, but cyclical, something to be experienced and influenced spiritually. They use their understanding of time to heal, teach, and maintain the balance of their world.
It's an interesting thought. Like, if you could really have that much power.
Yeah. I mean, if you could experience time as the Aboriginals, the Hopi, or even the Andean shamans do, moving freely through the past, present, and the future, what would you hope to see or learn? And share your thoughts and why in the comments below.
This one is one where I'm going to have to say I would like to see the beginning of everything.
Yes.
Because at that point, I mean, in no disrespect to our creator, who I believe our creator is God the Father, Yahweh, whatever you want to say his name is. I would love to be by his side as he's doing that, as he's creating, so I could see it, so I could witness it. So if that was a point, but I don't think I could, because that's traveling out of time, because God exists outside of time. So,
but can we travel then if there's no, like, if we're time traveling out of time, how is that possible?
You can't. So I think the closest we could get to that moment in time is right as the earth and all of existence exists, travel to that point. I don't think we could witness it being created, but we could be there as soon as it's created. Actually, that's just an interesting thought in itself. Like, I would like to go back to the earliest point that I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it is the point after creation, like as creation happens, like, because I don't want to go back in time as, let's say, as God's creating the earth, there's lava and water, and let's say that's what's happening. I don't want to be there on that and being like, oh wow, this is cold. No, I'm good. But before Adam and Eve, there were, according to the Bible, before Adam and Eve, there were 5 days, I believe. I think Adam and Eve were on the 6th day. And the 7th day he rested. So there were 5 other days. I would like to go some point in between those 5 days to see and witness other things coming into creation. That's where I would go. And then witness Adam and Eve coming into creation. And then they're like, what are you doing here? We're the first. Hi. I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you. Okay, see you later. Shoot. What about you?
Definitely the beginning.
Yeah.
I want to see the beginning of everything. I want to see how things are created, or like, because if Earth just appeared, or if it had to be created, right? Who knows?
I believe so.
I want to see like how each species of things began,
Right.
and how the like our species are not just like animals, and you know.
I think science is slowly coming to the conclusion that creation is the answer. Now the argument between the different religions is still probably going to be there, but I think science is still pointing towards creation, not a specific religious creation, but creation, not evolution and random entropy. So I think if, let's just assume for my argument's sake that creation in the Bible is accurate, if we were to go back to one of those within the first 5 days, you would be able to see what you want. You would be able to see animals being created and how they came into being. Like, imagine just watching something just form in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just I can't freaking imagine it because I've never seen anything like it. So I'm trying really hard. Like, what would you just see? Like, blood materialize out of nowhere and muscle fibers and
The closest you could think is like childbirth.
The different stages. Well, yeah, but like what we know,
But like we have that in us.
it's there already.
Yeah.
So like the original of
The chicken or the egg?
The original of a species. No, I firmly believe the chicken came first. The original of a species being created. How would that come into existence? How would that come into being? Well, if I believe that it's God creating life, creating everything, then what would that look like? That's what I'd really want to see, because I think the closest you can get is when we have science today looking in through what's it called, sonograms,
Mm-hmm.
to see all the stages of development of a human, from conception to like where the sperm fertilizes the egg, all the way to developing into a baby that you're watching be born. All those steps, would that happen right before your eyes?
Would it take time, or
What made the sperm? God. What made the egg? God. So did God make the sperm and the egg to make Adam and Eve, or did he just make them? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Bible says he's made from the dust of the earth, and then Eve was made from his rib in his sleep.
But then I'd want to go to the future. Where I'd go in the future, I'd want to see if there is an end to it.
Ooh. I don't hear that. I really don't hear that at all. Everybody always talks about the past. I never hear anybody choose to go to the future.
Go to the end of it. Maybe there is an end. Maybe it's endless. Or maybe there's an end to us, but not the universe.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. What's the purpose of everything if there's no consciousness to experience it, though?
Shower thoughts.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's carry on. Of course, share your thoughts with us below. Okay, but today, the idea of using frequencies and vibrations for time travel isn't just ancient history. Modern technology and New Age practices are exploring how sound frequencies might affect our perception of time and reality.
Absolutely. It is truly fascinating to see how these ancient concepts are being revived and experimented with today. Therapeutic sound baths, for instance, utilize tuned frequencies that are said to heal by resonating with the body's own vibrational patterns. And participants often report experiencing vivid memories or feeling as though they've briefly stepped out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And think about this. Think about modern music. Could it be influencing us more than we realize?
I think so.
So maybe there's a reason we're being bombarded with certain types of tunes, possibly to keep our frequencies unaligned.
I strongly think so.
And just consider how different musical vibrations affect water. It's not a stretch to think that we might be similarly affected.
Yeah, I actually absolutely think that there's much more to the vibrational frequencies of music than the average person will admit. Like the difference between a positive song and a negative song, that convey the emotions through just the sound and not the lyrics. Like, you get the vibes from that, and there's a reason they say vibes. It's short for vibrations.
You feel that.
You feel it. It changes. It's like soul moving. Like it moves your soul to a higher place or a lower place. And lower tones tend to do the lower, and higher frequencies and sounds tend to do the higher. It's just extremely fascinating to me. Then we can get into the realm of quantum mechanics, which suggests that at a fundamental level, everything in the universe breaks down to waves of energy. Some researchers are just looking into how these energy waves can be influenced by sound to possibly affect time perception.
And on a more accessible level, think about binaural beats.
Oh, yes.
Audio tracks designed to influence brainwave activity. By playing tones of slightly different frequencies in each ear, they create a perceived third tone that can shift your mental state. And some users claim that these beats can induce states similar to time travel by altering their consciousness.
Absolutely. Everybody, I just want to say that I personally have experienced utilizing successfully binaural beats to help me learn to lucid dream, along with other meditation techniques and the such. Even astral projection. These things do absolutely work. The vibrations, the two frequencies, different ones in each ear. You need to use headphones for this. Mixed together in your brain, and they connect your left brain to your right brain, and it like completes the link, and then does whatever the beats, the frequencies are designed to do. And in my instance was lucid dreaming and astral projection. And you can, I don't condone doing this after the experiences I've had. So, you know, everybody has their free will. You can make whatever choice you would like. The information's out there if you would like to. But if you were to listen to a binaural beat designed to induce you into a lucid dream or induce astral projection, I wholeheartedly believe and have experienced that it does work, and you don't need anything else but the binaural beats. I'm not saying that's it's the only way, but if you're curious and you want to stick the fork in the electrical outlet, by all means, binaural beats will work. Okay. So, with that being said, you know, just want to put that out there because it's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
They're used for many different things. There's healing properties. There's we're going to go crazy on this on a lucid dream episode. So, additionally to what you said, you know, there's some innovative artists and musicians that are creating immersive soundscapes that they outright claim can transport listeners to different times and places emotionally and psychologically. Considering that, you know, there's modern uses of sound to influence how we experience time. Would you try using sound frequencies to explore your own personal past or future? Like, just as an observer, let's say. What's your take on this? Is it like science, pseudoscience? Do you think it's real? Everybody else, let us know in the comments. But Nick, what's your answer?
I would definitely be open to trying it. I'm just a little nervous about that, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to say the nervousness is probably your gut telling you shouldn't for a reason. Not all cases of being nervous, because you could be nervous before you take your road test, and then if you don't do it, you're never going to drive legally. So by all means, but just saying for this specifically, I wouldn't say completely steer away from the binaural beats. but do your research before you dabble, and be aware that the same way that using a Ouija board could open a communication channel, and that door could potentially stay open without you wanting it to, even if you believe you've closed it. Maybe this might be inviting something to you that you might not want to experience interacting with on multiple occasions.
And you could argue that I go on these paranormal investigations and like what's the difference between doing that and this? But I would say when I go on paranormal investigations, like I know that for the most part I'm in control because I know that I'm protected for the most part. But if I go into a different realm, like your consciousness is going there, right?
Yes.
So like it's not my physical body. I'm in another realm. I don't know if I'd be able to do the same things I can in my physical body.
I will say that you can do more, and it's innate. Like, it's like instinctual. When you're in that form, the way to move, communicate, interact with things is just known. It's like written into the code of whatever that spiritual body is, like or your mind, because it's still your sound mind. It's still your mind and spirit and soul, whatever. If that's one, you're still experiencing that stuff. I still experience that stuff. But when I moved in that plane, in the astral plane, it was as simple as thought. The words I thought became reality. Not in the sense that I thought, wow, that'd be crazy if a blue car popped up in front of me and then there's a blue car. Not like that, but like my will, maybe more so will. Your will is what you do and experience. So I willed myself to levitate through my roof of my house and levitate about 40 feet, I'd say, roughly above the tree line, maybe 40 to 50, max 60, but probably around 40 to 50 feet above the tree line. And that was accomplished not in the snap of a finger, not like teleporting, but I experienced the lifting through my house, floating up there and being like, wow, that's crazy. I just thought it.
Does something happen when you stray further away from your body, or like if you're out for too long, can something like, because that's what Insidious is about, right? Like if you're gone for too long, then something else can start.
I don't know about the gone for too long part, because I was terrified at the same time, because it hit me like a ton of bricks that's reality, that I'm really doing this. It wasn't just a dream or anything. And I'll go into way greater detail on my my testimony video where I explained my experiences to all of you guys. Super excited for. But it's like there's a silver cord, there's a silver tether that connects your soul to your body, and it's unbreakable. I believe that when a person dies, that silver cord gets cut, and that's only capable of being cut by someone who put it there. Because I saw it, but I couldn't like yank it, touch it.
Yeah.
I just saw it. And it's like infinitely extending. So it's not like I saw it and there was like 20 feet of slack hanging there and that's my limit. No, it's like I'm seeing myself, I'm seeing my body, and I'm like, wow, I'm connected. That's my body. Whoa. And as I went up, it extended. As I descended back to my body, it retracted. So it grows and shrinks with it's like the it's like the encryption code to a message. If you encrypt a message, if something's encrypted, there's only one way to decrypt that. That's specifically to you. That cord doesn't get tangled as far as I'm aware, and it can't be cut unless by God. So that doesn't mean that other things can't come and try to inhabit your body because you left it empty. I do believe that's possible. For reasons. We'll say. Okay.
Like I said, let us know in the comments. But as we conclude not only today's journey through the ancient and mystical interpretations of time travel, but also our entire series on time travel theories. Think about how these ideas of time manipulation stretch from the scientific to the supernatural.
And it's been an absolutely thrilling ride through history, science, and legend with all of you guys. Thank you for traveling through time with us.
And your theories and comments fuel our discussions. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, click that little bell, and share your thoughts below. We're really eager to hear how you've connected the dots between the episodes.
Yeah, let us know what you think. And remember, guys, the exploration continues, and we cannot wait to have you back for more revelations and even more revelations. Don't miss our live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, featuring our weekly paranormal picks straight from our Facebook group. It's your chance to discuss all the theories that we've covered, to share your experiences, and explore even deeper with us live. So until then, stay curious and keep seeking the truth.
Until next time, this is Beyond the Hub podcast, where the realms of the paranormal and conspiracies collide, and the truth is waiting to be unveiled. We'll see you soon.
What's the truth? Take care, everybody.